Hello, my name is Dawn and I'm the Ginger Cat Stitcher here on YouTube. Thank you so much for joining me today. It's nice to be back. I took a bit of a break over the holidays and the start of the new year, but now I'm back and I'm ready to get going for 2025. And I hope you've had a great start to your new year also. And if you're new here, thank you so much for just stopping by. And if you're returning, thank you so much. And if you love all things stitching, cross-stitching, hand sewing, doll making, rug hooking, wool applique, punch needle, embroidery, if you love all that stuff, so do I, and you are in the right place. So I thought for FlossTube number 10, I would first go over the finishes that I've had so far for 2025. I got quite a bit done in January. So let me flip the camera around and I'll show you what I've finished. Okay, so my very first finish is Harvest Life's Simplest Joys. And I just loved this pattern. It's by Asbery's Echoes. And you can get this on Etsy and just a digital download, or she also can do a mailed paper pattern. So I just gave it a real simple finish that I thought went well with the simplicity of the design. So this is my first finish of the year. And then my second finish, I think it might be kind of a fail. I haven't decided yet. So this is my second finish. So let's see. So she is an angel doll that hangs. I gave her a little hanging loop. And she has a little cross-stitched apron. Now the pattern for this, I kind of combined two patterns. So this pattern is by the same designer, Heart to Hand. And one pattern is for the stuffed doll, the stuffed doll with applique aprons. And here's a close-up of her face. And then this pattern is for the cross-stitched version. So I kind of combined the two. I wanted to do the cross-stitch versions of the aprons, but I wanted to do the stuffed fabric doll of this pattern. So this is where I'm having a bit of an issue. I don't know if anybody else out there is familiar with Steve Odekirk's Thumb movies. My kids were just obsessed with them in the early 2000s. But anyways, I just can't get the image out of my head that she looks a little bit like one of those Thumb characters. But she's starting to grow on me. She's starting to grow on me. I gave her a little bit calmer hairstyle than the designer had originally intended for her. But I like her hair up in a bun like that, and I really love the way that the stitch came out. And I did change a little bit on that as well. Let me pull this up here. So you'll see it has February and then 1997. And that's when the pattern is from, 97. And then some of them say 98. So this pattern's from 97, 98. I got it secondhand. So I didn't want to put the date on the apron. I want this to be something that I can do, you know, every year and just change out the aprons for the month. And I just love monthly things like this anyways. So I, instead of doing 1997, I wrote out February. So, and when I stitched it, I didn't get it exactly centered under the hearts, but I like it. It's prim, so, you know, it's good. So, I'm gonna be making each apron, you know, I'll do one each month, and I'll update you on my progress. I'm going to be doing a FlossTube the last weekend of the last Sunday of every month. This one happens to start the month on a FlossTube, but anyways, it'll be the last Sunday of the month will be a FlossTube. So I think what I'm going to do differently for March, I think I'm going to cut out the stitching and sew an apron out of fabric and then put the stitching on the apron rather than using the whole, having the whole front of the apron be the Aida cloth. But, and then it remains to be seen if I keep this angel or if I change her. But, so this was my second finish. I made the doll and the apron all in January. And then for my last finish, it's a punch needle piece. And this is by Cinnamon Creek Folk Art. And it's punch needle, and Drew Ann Jeffries, who's the designer behind Cinnamon Creek Folk Art, she has started experimenting with displaying the back side of the punch needle, and as you're punching it, keeping in mind, like, making this to be like a primitive stitching, so to have more the look of being stitched rather than punched. And I just absolutely loved that. So that's what my attempt was on this piece. It's my very first time doing that, but I was making my stitches much longer than I would if it was punch needle. So this piece right here is by Cinnamon Creek Folk Art, and I have it attached to this wool tote bag, which I also did in the month of January. And this is actually going to be next week's tutorial. So join me next Sunday when I release my pattern for this in my Etsy store, and then I will give you a free tutorial on how to make it. And then, yeah, so there'll be a tutorial next week coming on how to do the tote bag. It has a pocket on each side, and then you know, of course, you can attach any stitching of your choice. So that's what I accomplished in January. Oh, and I almost forgot, I finished a hooked rug. So this one is really big. I will insert a photo so that you can see the whole thing. She measures 40 inches side to side and 25 inches up and down. So it's a big rug. I think this is the biggest one that I've ever finished. I drew the pattern myself, and the wool is just about all as is, recycled, upcycled wool from clothing. Some of it is hand dyed. This is hand dyed here, that green. And then all of this background here was dyed by me. I just took some black wool, some blue wool, and some purple wool and put it all in the pot together and let the colors bleed out and then absorb back in. So we're left with purple, blue, and black that all go together very nicely. So I'll insert a picture that will show you what it looks like a little better. January. So then I wanted to update you on my stitching progress. So this is the piece that I have been working on for quite a while, and it's called Love Stitching, and it's by Tinsel Cross Stitch. And I think the last update that I gave, I was up in here somewhere. I think maybe I had just started the tip of the scissors. So anyways, I have reached this point down here, and I am about halfway finished of this little corner. And then all the rest of this fabric, I'm thinking that the stitch will probably go to about right here. I had it all measured out, so I know that I have enough fabric. But yeah, she's a long one. So she'll be a tall, skinny girl. So I'm just absolutely loving this. It has, you know, elements of Quaker design, and then the scissors. I'm just really enjoying it. I love it. So anyways, I got the pattern off of Etsy, and the shop is Tinsel Cross Stitch. So this is my continuing project. And that's it, I guess. So now I wanted to talk about what I'm going to be doing. So of course I'm going to be continuing to work on the Love Stitching pattern. And then thanks to Doreen over at Privies and Prims, she introduced me to Asbery's Echoes. And Rhonda has a YouTube channel, and then she also sells the most wonderful patterns in her Etsy shop. So this is going to be my next one. It's called My Piece. I find my piece when I stitch my piece. So it's just so sweet. So I thought this will be kind of an easy stitch to work on in between working on the Love to Stitch. So that's coming up for my February stitching. Okay, and then my doll making for the month of February is going to be this doll named Meredith. And oh my gosh, what can I say about it? Oh, she just takes my breath away. She is by Jayne at Jayne, let me get that in focus there, JayneStitches.com, and I will link her website. She has a website, she has an Etsy shop, and she has a YouTube channel. The most incredible thing, besides the fact that she is so gorgeous and the quality of the pattern is just equally as gorgeous, Jayne has made a video for each step, and she's also made an entire wardrobe for this little girl. In addition to the dress, there's pantaloons, there's chemise, there's a cloak, a cape with a hood. They're all just gorgeous, and every single one comes with video tutorials on how to do everything. So it just, the amount of work and time and sheer talent that has gone into this is just incredible. Not to mention that Jayne is a very kind, nice person. So this is going to be on my stitching list for February. And just look at her hair. Her hair is crocheted. And if you don't know how to crochet, she says that it's very easy, beginner friendly, and she has a video showing you exactly how to do that as well. I just can't say enough wonderful things. Anyway, so this is the little doll named Meredith that I'm going to be working on in February. And as far as rugs go in the month of February, I'm pulling this one out of the pile that's been sitting there. Oh my gosh, I don't even want to tell you. 20 years. The date down here is, let me show you. 04. I was stuck. I had some color planning issues, and I've talked about this on another video. And Diane Stoffel, I took a class with her, and it took her, I don't know, maybe 30 seconds to look at it and tell me what was wrong. So I had to rip all this out here, but that's okay because I am just loving the way that it's coming out. It's a Diane Phillips pattern, and it's called Give Me Liberty. Give me liberty. And then down here it says Give me wool. So I'll insert a picture of this one so that you can see the whole thing. She's pretty big too. She's gonna be another big girl, but not as big as that other one. So, oh, and that other rug, the Home Sweet Home rug, I started it in 2023 and finished it January of 2025. So this will be my rug hooking project for the month of February. So that's it. That's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for joining me for FlossTube number 10. And I hope to see you next Sunday for the tutorial for my tote bag. And let me know down in the comments, do you think I should keep the angel the way she is? Should I redo her? Should I change her head and her neck? I don't know. Also, let me know if you know what movies I'm talking about, the thumb movies. But anyways, so thank you so much again for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I hope you find lots of time for stitching. Thanks. Take care. Bye.